Another night I didn't sleep the entire night. I will. I'll calm down. It's been like every other night I've been sleeping. I don't know. I just couldn't sleep. Yeah, like I didn't really think I was doing that bad emotionally. I just couldn't sleep. So I'm sure it's because of everything in the recent trauma I've been through. I've noticed I'm not even really drinking like excessive amounts of caffeine. I'm still smoking cigarettes, so usually once I quit smoking, I'll be tired. Yeah. I don't know if today's a good day to take a walk when I didn't sleep at all, but tomorrow's another day. I don't have anything I have to do today but get dressed. Oh, so anyways, I wanted to read the text message I was talking about on Facebook after I read it. Okay. I kind of like actually I gave myself a pat on the back after I read this because it does kind of explain to me in a sense why there was no more text messages once he actually read it. I don't think he reads the text when they come in. For someone who likes to read, it's just a complete blocking out, even in written form, what I'm even saying. And then, like I said, a lot of the other ones are all, it's not negative, but I'm explaining myself. So when someone keeps like just choppy nonsense to me and the phone calls don't really make any sense, like especially the one about the ring, it was like weird because he was calmed down finally, but like his voice was all sort of like, yeah, there's something going on, and I don't know if that's his regular like baseline. Only he would kind of know that, I guess. But at one point, I got a little bit. Okay. Okay, so Thursday, did I initiate text on Thursday? I might have. Okay. Jeopardy is on. Did you make a decision yet about the marriage? Because I want to know what's going on, and I don't know if people think that's weird. I'm sorry. Okay. Are you still sober? Have you been having sex with anyone? Kissing, cuddle, talk like you like each other. Because this is my husband, and where the fuck are you? Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. This isn't like the other times, Brian, because you married me and we had sex. Why did you take your ring off when you're not even around me? By what tomorrow morning you will answer me so I can get a credit for your flight to Florida? I'm sure you know if you were even talking to another person, we're done. Later on, he says he wasn't talking to anyone. That should be easy to answer. You said if you relapsed, you would just come back that night, not refuse to meet with me yesterday and go to Quincy and Braintree and I don't know what I said, and still. You know what? Never mind. Because then I start, like, in my mind, I'm going, Mary, come on. This doesn't, you get what I'm saying? So I go, you know what? Never mind. It's obvious. Like, I'm reading my own thoughts going, I am so dumb. I just won't let this go. No man in love does this. This is fucking stupid. You said you couldn't beat me yesterday because it's too cold. It's hot as hell in there. I slept there, Brian. So you were drinking and fucking, and you know I would not take you back. Why you didn't just say that, I don't know. No man that loves his wife does this now for 3 days. I don't know why you even contacted me again after Wednesday morning. You clearly don't miss me. You have barely contacted me. It's not like before the wedding. You're on some kind of rampage with you called to tell me you threw your wedding ring away. You meant what you said. Even when asked about it, you didn't say, I don't think you're an old cunt. I'm sorry I scared you. You mentioned court because you then realized why the judge. I know I'm telling him his thoughts, but these are my thoughts about it. You mentioned court because you then realized why the judge put you in jail before the wedding and why your lawyer called me to make sure you married me and were in the shelter. There is not a way to explain to anyone now what you're doing. Can you come back here after throwing away your wedding ring, going to I'm not going to say where he is, and refusing to answer if you're going to Florida because there will be problems? You called me to explain you took your wedding ring off and threw it away, but at least you told me because how else would I know? Do you get what I'm saying? I go, "You're so sick, Brian. It's not like before the wedding. You refused to take the ring off like that other time." And we were both in Quincy and we weren't married yet. Get it? Like not really not understanding, like completely triggering a woman's fucking trauma. That's how much you care about me. You're sober talking to me like that. You were drinking the other time. I think you know that was something he said. Obviously, I'm heartbroken. It was just the whole way he says it when I said, "Where did you sleep?" I think you know. It's just like, obviously, I'm heartbroken. I'm not psychopathically deranged. And then this is the quote of what he said to me. "You're actually going to talk to me after cutting down." I'm explaining to him exactly what happened. It wasn't about watching wrestling per se. Female wrestlers in the thighs. Because I was critiquing them. I know you don't like anything about me and my body, Brian. So you're not going to Florida with me. Like, it's like, can you please? I'm trying to know if I can cancel a ticket. You don't even say anymore, "We will work this out," because that's what he used to say. "You're a rapist that will never be charged for raping me. Not a man in any way ever loved me. You threw me away." Because he was saying, you know how he's always throwing that in my face? I'm throwing away a relationship. So, okay, we're going to start throwing stuff up. How about something that's factual? "You threw me away, Faulkner Hospital. I love you very much. Can't make me drink this time. Now, I've tried to be nice. You're a rapist that will never be charged. I have no," and I wasn't even like that mad. I'm madder now. "I have no interest in going through that. I don't have time. I'm leaving the state. It was not a question about Florida that should take but a second to answer." Okay. So this is what this person types back to me. "You're out of your mind. It's only hot here in summer. I'm very fudging cold." That's his response to everything I just said. He doesn't deny raping me. Get it? He doesn't try to comfort my emotions or anything, this person. And then I wrote, "Hi, I'm flipping out because I realized in the other one, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Not much," with the thing of monkeys. It's like a photograph. Okay. And then he says he's not talking to anyone. Okay. I had to ask him like 3 times. And then I asked him if he wanted to. Because you go, what is it exactly? I don't know. Maybe he's not like regular dudes. Okay, because when you're on a bender like that, the first thing you want to do is like something that's going to destroy your entire relationship. In my mind, that's what you do. That's why, and then you're making up all these. You go like this, you got to think in your head, okay, I've slept there with you. Why didn't you just ask me to go there with you? I mean, it's clear already. I know that you're drinking. It's just, unless that's what I'm saying, unless he was still feeling like he was gonna kill me. Um, oh, and then I say, "How are you doing those?" Because he puts like a picture or something with the text. "Another app banned in 3 states." Because I'm talking about TikTok. I don't know if he remembers our conversations. Okay. He goes, "I have no idea what the fuck you mean." Okay, because you don't, I don't know if it's just, it's ambiguous or whatever the word is, but you don't remember our conversations. He put TikTok on my phone, and then he used to send me videos. And I was joking about it, how they were talking about they wanted to ban it. And this is, I didn't know if it was an app he was using, but apparently it's in the text thing. Okay. And I say, "Oh, sorry, did you want to check out chicks?" Or, "Your ring actually just fell off and into the trash." Like, what are you saying about this ring on, ring off business? What is that? Okay, so say that you were observing Facebook and you go, you changed it to divorce and thing. Okay. I'm sitting right here. You're not getting it. I'm not the person who's drunk and high out there. Okay. And I'm the person who has 14 years celibacy before I married this person. So you're not really, you're not getting that part of it. Okay. So anyway, that was all switched back. Okay. Um, I explained that to Brian when I think even on the, I don't know if I explained it on the phone, but you go, I think it was through the text messages. You go, "You're outside. I'm sitting in this apartment. I don't go anywhere. Why would you care if I did that? You know exactly where I am and what I'm doing." Anyways, did you want to? Da, 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 okay. Or just like me, you skitzed and took it off, but didn't mean to. That's what I'm kind of getting. Like, I get what you're saying, but it sounds like he was doing it like to be mean. And then I go, I can stop talking constantly about this shit because I think at the time, right, you go, I don't want a relationship that's a constant problem myself. Okay. But this is a major problem because this ring on, ring off thing has been going on since he went to Gavin. There's probably a slew of witnesses to it. I explained it to my sister. Okay, so what is that? Just and you have to know what he told me about that unfortunate event that he was involved in and his parents' behavior. Like, what does that mean? Because I know I don't have that in my history. I don't do threesomes. I don't do wife swapping. Okay, I'm 100% monogamous when I'm with someone. So, what does that mean? It seems like wicked sadistic, and I explained it to you way before there was somehow a fight, what he did. And then I asked him if he remembered doing it, and he said he didn't remember doing it. Yeah, you just go, if he thinks I'm too reactionary, he's forgetting things. Get it? That's a person who needs a psyche eval. You were sober when you said that, and you don't remember saying it? Anyways, I'm pretty chatty. Women with I go example, women with inferior inner thighs because they're not athletes. And then it says app I don't have raspberry because that was something we used to do. I do 8-hour live streams about current events like this Aborealis Red Sky. I told you not to go back there, numbnuts. Like, dude, you yelled I'm an old C1T. My slate is clear, so slow your roll. And then I wrote go because this whole slow your roll crap. That was something we established because he explained to me he doesn't like to be cut off when he's talking. Right? Like, he might pause, but he's not done talking. And he's supposed to say go when he's done talking. And then I say that, right? And he doesn't even respond to that, like in any type of recall of our conversation back to Cutesville as a couple. He still can't do it. He puts up this thing of Donald Trump and it says, I won't be batted. I won't be batted. You get what I'm saying? Like, this person seems like he's completely altered, in my opinion. He doesn't even sound like Brian, just like the character that attacked me. That's what I'm telling you. Right, you go, I won't be batted? When is your wife batted you? So anyway, and then I show him the picture of the sky. You have to type go, remember? And he still doesn't say anything. Did you see it? That's the sky outside here. I would have liked to see it with you. Anyway, I'll wait for you to talk. And I don't think he ever said anything again. So I already went past the thing. And then they're all just wicked nice, like good night text and blah, like stuff that how we usually talk. Me being wicked loving and stuff. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. And a photograph of me with my ring on, and then he cuts off all communication. You just go. It could be the nail in the coffin to his abuse of me. So it's like I really hope that for the whatever Cosmo's sake, that is his actual personality and he doesn't care, because if he does care, it's very sad at this point that it's gone on this long. It doesn't matter what he does in his life, folks, if he doesn't want to be with me. If he didn't mean to do all that, lesson learned. In life, if you ever meet another person and she tells you you have to go to the hospital, you need to do it. Okay. This might be I text it was like dog pictures, and there was a dog here that was wicked cute. I text you things for a reason. Like Wednesday, when you left after saying you could kill me, go to the hospital. Okay, so I don't really get any feedback except for Candy, and I think she agrees with me, and that's why she was hesitant about driving out there, because I'm having communications with Brian and I'm relaying them to her, and she's my ride. Okay, so Thursday she said no, she wasn't going to do it because I'm relaying the conversations he's having, and I feel uncomfortable about it too because he still doesn't sound rational. Okay, he still doesn't sound rational. I know some people, they go, you really should just go out there. I don't think I should do that. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't think I should do that because it could make it worse for Brian if he actually were to do something. Do you get what I'm saying? It's called a cooling off period for a reason. You don't go chasing after a person that got away from you because it wants to fight you with something and he doesn't know why and he won't come snap out of it. Okay, so um and then of course Friday we were supposed to meet there, and then I said the text all ended. So when I read this, I know I'm way off there. Sorry. When I read this text, I was like, well, maybe this is why. Um, and then because it's all, I'll start over. I text you things for a reason, like Wednesday when you left after saying you could kill me. Quote, go to the hospital. And then if you want to use, go to Quincy something, right? You sent photos of you wearing your wedding ring. You said you didn't want to be divorced and you weren't using, but you wouldn't talk on the phone. Okay, so right. That I don't know. I would think most people would go, yeah, that is a little bit strange that your husband won't talk to you verbally on a telephone and you're getting all these weird texts. Yeah. Um, then you didn't want to be with, and I told you when he did answer the phone because he had to prove it was him. He sounded drunk as a skunk. Okay. So if he's not drunk, something is definitely he needs to be picked up by an ambulance. Okay. Then you didn't want to be with me a second night and you took off the wedding ring, went to Quincy and met Donnie and slept where he sleeps. It's and then I go, this probably might have not have been appropriate, but I said, it's not funny. I text you that you made your decision at the train because that was about when he was at this train because he took that train right into Boston. That was his decision. And Wednesday morning, when he contacted me, I told him to come right back to this train station and I would meet him there. Right. Like if you have a misunderstanding blowout and you leave, it's one night, even though we didn't like it. It was actually not that cold last night. It got way colder after that. I mean, that night, it wasn't that cold. Okay. Just for the record, on Tuesday night, it wasn't that bad. So he opted not to do that. He had every excuse in the book when he was downtown Boston why he wasn't going to do that. And he was probably already with someone because why would you make that decision? Yeah, like you're already on something or you're whatever's going on with you. Yeah, just come back to this train station and I'll get driven there and then we'll be together. Because we were going to leave on Thursday anyway. It would have been a day early. Anyways, we were always going to end up street homeless until Florida. That's why I booked the flights to Florida. When when Candy told us a letter came that someone reported us to the housing authority, so just know you're damned whoever you are. Um, we of course went and flew into a panic, the two of us. Every single time it calms down, somebody fixes another stressor upon us. Okay. So if you're wondering why two people are that tweaked, that's why it's been going on constantly probably since we got married, and I explained a lot of the difficulties, the first summer we were together. People would not physically leave us alone because we were just out in Quincy Center holding hands and stuff, and people would not stop talking to us and bothering us and wanting to party with him. And I'm sober, and he's got to be sober when he's with me. Like, you know what I mean? Not using like that when he's with me. That summer. Right. And it was completely driving me insane. I had to get away from it. Okay, so that's why when he left Faulkner Hospital, I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore because it was driving me insane. And it is sort of, I guess, Brian, because he has to make a decision between that and this. Right. So now you're out there. Say you were anywhere. It's a marriage for the rest of your life. Say we're anywhere. You've never heard of sleeping on a couch. Like this isn't our place. That's why. You never heard of sleeping on a couch. You're gonna go sleep at your friend's house tonight or something. It happens. You would hope it doesn't, but come on. Um, you go and spend a night at a train station, and then there's no apologies or anything for what happened. Like he's still not acknowledging what happened. Get it? You have to acknowledge what happened so that I know that you're not dangerous. Okay. You never apologized for scaring me in the old CUNT and could kill me. So, yeah, no offense. You maybe are having some mental confusion because he kept saying I'm confused and stuff. I don't have any idea what is going to happen now on the 21st, but you went to the place with cameras, meaning they know that he's there. Because I'm assuming it's a thing for the homeless and they want these people not doing that. You get it? When you spit in the EMT worker's face, what were you doing? You weren't with me then, right? Okay. Right, because if they've got him deemed as like a public nuisance and a drug addict and all that, that's I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to help him, and I've been trying to help him, not scare the kazubas out of him. Okay, so Thursday, 7:34 p.m. This must be the one. Uh, no, hold on. Yeah, kind of it is. Because this might sound weird. Maybe I'm overjudging myself. Thursday, 7:34. Yeah, because I'm flying into a panic that my husband is cheating and I don't know what the fuck's going on. And there's nothing I can do to stop it because he didn't come back to the fucking training. Jeopardy is on. Did you make a decision yet about the marriage? Are you still sober? Because now he's been gone for 2 days. Not I told him he had to be separated from me for 2 days. Did you make a decision about the marriage? Are you still sober? Have you been having sex with anyone? Kissing, cuddles, talking like you like each other. Sometimes I think it's better to have these conversations before you see them again. Okay. This isn't like the other times, Brian, because you married me and we had sex. Why did you take your ring off when you're not even around me? By what tomorrow morning you will answer me so I can get a credit for your flight to Florida. I'm sure you know if you were even talking to another person, we're done. And then he says he wasn't, right? Before that or after that. That should be easy to answer. You said if you relapse, you would just come back that night. Get it? Not refuse to meet with me yesterday and go to Quincy and bleep and still, this is what, yeah, I just read this. What the hell? Okay, so maybe I read the whole thing. I know, man. I need to sleep. You said you couldn't meet me yesterday because it's too cold. This is Wednesday. It's hot. Like I'm talking about Wednesday. It's hot as hell in there. I slept there, Brian. So you were drinking. Like, yeah, I read you this one. No man that loves his wife does this. Right. Like I'm trying to like reiterate to him what happened because I'm thinking he's not telling me unless he's directly confronted and asked about it, that he's forgetting things that he's saying. Okay. Drinking, fucking, I would not take you back. Why you didn't just say that, I don't know. No man that loves his wife does this now for 3 days. I don't know why you even contacted me again after Wednesday morning. You clearly don't miss me. You have barely contacted me. It's not like before the wedding. You're on some kind of rampage with the call to tell me you threw your wedding ring away. You meant what you said because he hasn't apologized for it. He doesn't say anything about loving me. Like they're not even real conversations. It, at one point in time, he said something about missing me. I think that was like Wednesday night. Okay. Even when asked about if you didn't say, I don't think you're an old CUNT. I'm sorry I scared you. You mentioned court because you then realized why the judge. Okay, I think I did resign. Oh my God. Anyways, yeah, I did read this a million times. But anyways, did I read the whole thing? 'Cause it's wicked long. I don't think I did. I don't remember reading this part out loud. I'm not psychopathically deranged. I know, really start over. I'm gonna have to be redundant because of. Yeah, I'm tired, man. All right, let's see. Okay. I know I just read some of this like 4 times. Sorry. You said you couldn't meet me yesterday because it's too cold. It's hot as hell in there. I slept there, Brian. So you were drinking and fucking, and I would not take you back. Why you didn't just say that, I don't know. No man that loves his wife does this now for 3 days. I don't know why you even contacted me again after Wednesday morning. You clearly don't miss me. You have barely contacted me. It's not like before the wedding. You're on some kind of rampage with the you call me to tell me you threw your wedding ring away. You meant what you said. Even when asked about it, you didn't say, I don't think you're an old cunt. I'm sorry I scared you. You mentioned court because you then realized why the judge put you in jail before the wedding and why your lawyer called me to make sure you married me or in the shelter. There is not a way to explain to anyone now what you're doing. Can you come back here after throwing away your wedding ring, going to the hot stairwell, and refusing to answer if you're going to Florida because there will be problems? You called me to explain you took your wedding ring off and threw it away, but at least you told me because how else would I know? You're so sick, Brian. It's not like before the wedding. You refused to take the ring off. Now you're sober talking to me like that. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. You're sober talking to me like that. You were drinking the other time. Okay. Quote, I think you know. Obviously, I'm heartbroken. I'm not psychopathically deranged. Quote, you're actually going to talk to me after cutting down, unquote. This is about the wrestling. Female wrestlers in a thighs. I know you don't like anything about me and my body, Brian. So you're not going to Florida with me. You don't even say anymore, we will work this out. You're a rapist that will never be charged for raping me. Not a man in any way ever loved me. You threw me away, Faulkner Hospital. Quote, I love you very much. Can't make me drink this time. Now I've tried to be nice. You're a rapist that will never be charged. I have no interest in going through that. I don't have time. I'm leaving the state. It was not a question about Florida that should take but a second to answer. So he answers that. He answers it, and I don't know if he read the entire thing, like when I sent it, because he wrote, "You're out of your mind. It's only hot here in the summer. I'm very fudging cold." Okay. So I can tell from the other text messages, he doesn't address anything else I said. Yeah, so you go, there's definitely a thing when you're talking to him. He won't just, and I don't talk in a flow like that, by the way. Clearly, a whole bunch of stuff happened. Like a normal conversation's not like that. Address everything I just said in that one text message. Read it 50 times if you have to. Okay, read it 50 times if you have to and address everything in that text message. Not this weird stuff with the stuff. Okay. Because before this incident on Tuesday night, we had a whole plan about what we were going to do. And now we both seem like we're effing insane. Okay. We knew that we had to leave here because of the housing authority and someone that's effing damned for reporting us. So that is when we discussed moving to Florida because we're street homeless and it's winter time. Okay. People that think that's irrational. We have no other options. I discussed it with my therapist. Okay. We were suspended from the shelter. The history of that shelter, and even when you're in there, especially in the winter, you'll be sitting in a chair. That's not going to help Brian at all. He already went through that. I know he's never going to do it. The handwriting's on the wall about housing here. My Social Security case has a lawyer that has a phone. My lawyer isn't even in Massachusetts, and that's a federal thing. He applied for Social Security. He can do the same thing and get a lawyer in Florida. Okay. DTA doesn't. We don't know if we're staying there permanently. Okay. I don't know if he thinks we're staying there permanently. Okay. We have a PO box, so we have options, right? DTA is going to that PO box, so it's not we're homeless, so they don't know where we are. We're on a vacation. We're snowbirds. Get it? Okay. He agreed to it already, by the way, because I wouldn't have bought the ticket otherwise. I'm not insane with control. He agreed to it, so I bought the tickets. Of course, he was probably a little bit resistant at first because it sucks. I guess I'm kind of used to it, and I knew we had to have a plan. So I didn't run around in denial going, what are you talking about? Like, that's weird to do. And I'm going to open up my Facebook to try to contact my brother. Oh, yeah, your brother's really going to let us move to Vermont, especially with this shit going on? No, you know he's not. Right. It's like he's been trying to contact his brother for months. Okay. And then again, opening up that Facebook, I feel open up a whole can of worms that caused us a whole bunch of problems. I don't know if that's related to your brother or what the hell that is, but it's got definitely related to wrestling because that Facebook says wrestling shit on it and the new one does not. Please stop telling me I'm insane. You need to talk to other people that are not drunks in Quincy and explain to them exactly what I'm saying in comparison to what you're saying. It's not a battle of wills. And that's part of the reason I'm texting what I'm texting. Is it irrational to demand from your fucking husband that he give you answers about the status of your fucking relationship? Or what he's doing is fucking cruel and insane. Especially understanding how much emotional distress it's causing me. Okay. Now it's been a fucking week. Okay. What is going on, Brian? I called the police department. Okay. I called Dedham House of fucking Corrections. What is going on? It's the World Wide Web. So anyway, and then not only to do all that erratic shit, but then to completely cut off fucking communications with me. Okay, so anyways, those are valid questions. Like, for fuck's sake, grow the fuck up. We're a married adult couple. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend, not some psycho fucking chick you picked up and now you got to get the fuck rid of on a drug bend. For fuck's sake. So anyways, when you have no prospects of housing and you know what the shelter conditions are in the summertime, we don't even know where we would camp in its wintertime come. We have no idea what this winter is going to be in terms of weather. Okay, no one said we had to move to Florida permanently. I explained it to you. It's both things. It's warm there, and I can find out about the alimony. It's both things. Jesus Christ. Like, if you had a major thing like that in your life and I was all wishy-washy about it, you would flip the right fuck out. You flip out, I'm not paying enough attention on the Brian Buchanan Growing Up tour. You flip out about fucking wrestling, which is meaningless, and you know it. Right, this is someone needs to go to this fucking dude. Anyway, you're supposed to be looking for any avenue where we can get some kind of housing. So anyway, and I have done all of this shit. I have dragged my husband around doing all this shit. Okay, please, a fucking break. I'm insane and controlling. He told me his fucking self that he wanted me to be doing this stuff for him. Right. So when I tell you go back to that fucking train, I expect your ass to be there. Not all this bunch of fucking shit. I tell you to go to a fucking hospital, you go. Because otherwise, you're a fucking rapist. And now I'm all like this, like I've been fucking raped. I don't know what it would take for a person to be mentally ill, but what this fucking dude is doing. Okay, so anyways, I read that text and I was like, oh my God, yeah, my mind is not completely gone. Even though I'm right now tired because I stayed up all night. Right, you just go. I see in the text message that he did say he didn't want to get a divorce. Okay, so that's even worse. Right, I'm not a perfect fucking person, Brian. You're like flipping me the fuck out. I'm concerned about you. Okay, so you say in the text you don't want a divorce. Does that mean we're still going to Florida? Like, I don't understand why that wasn't answered. Okay, because that should be yes, it's already booked. If he gets annoyed, then fucking say that. You got to put it in writing so I can read it. Yes, that was what we planned to do, not fucking ignore me. Okay, what else did we plan to do? Did we plan for you to be out there and me here? And what is the reason I'm not there? It's not like he found a camping spot, right? And he met me at the train, okay, and went, look, this is the deal. I'm still sober, so don't worry. And he's like on his fucking knees apologizing for what happened. And he's going to get a new psychotherapist and all this business, right? He doesn't want to go to hospital in case they put him in for 30 days or something because then we're fucked that we can't even be together. He doesn't do any of that. Okay. Like, why? Give me a fucking break. You go right back to where you're using. Okay, you missed 2 fucking doctor's appointments. One's your provider. You've got me breaking fucking promises to you that Never in a fucking day, whether we're married, not married, whatever the fuck, do you hold a grudge against me now. It's been a fucking week. I just started calling them yesterday. I mean, what if you were just dead in the fucking ground? I'm sitting here keeping my promise about the fucking cops. For real. They're supposed to be able to pick you up for 3 days. That's the law here. They even gave me a hard time. Like I can not understand, but I can begin to understand being a parent of a drug addict and they doing this shit to you. And you know that they're doing it to you on purpose to get your attention. Yeah, just not cool whatso the fuck ever. Because if you're a drug addict doing that, know that people will advise your family to completely stop fucking talking to you. They will advise your family to stop talking to you because your family is not your spouse or your designee. Okay, really not. Even a spouse, it's not going to have the same damage as your fucking family. I explained it all. You're like terrorizing your family, like you're wicked immature. So, anyways, that was a pretty significant event. And I expect a man that loves a woman when he goes, like, because I asked him about the thing about take the ring off. And now I have mine off. Because it's just, I'm sitting in an apartment. It shouldn't matter. And you haven't fucking talked to me. Okay. Take the ring off. Go to Facebook. Like nothing was even going on, too. It was like so fucking weird. Look, take the ring off. I'm divorced. Go to Facebook. Put the ring on. I'm married. And then he goes, I just like to get a rise out of you. Excuse me? Okay, so you're admitting all of this time when you were at Gavin doing that shit to me that you were doing it on purpose? Okay, because that's good. At Gavin, you denied you were doing it on purpose. So if you're not familiar with this, he fucking called me from Gavin as I'm about to be in a woman's group, or it was with Dove actually, to tell me he took his fucking ring off. As soon as we get to Gavin, he goes, I wonder if they're going to make me he goes, I hope they don't make me take my ring off. And then he calls me from there like 2 weeks later and tells me his fucking ring is off his hand. And I think he said that Ryan guy came in there, which I didn't like either, the one I was already telling you about. So that means something. You're either fucking terrorizing me or it's got something to do with your abuse. And it's got to fucking stop. My sister goes, this nonsense with the ring on, ring off. I know. I go, what the fuck? Being terrorized by your own fucking husband when he already knows about, I mean, it's not that I have low self-esteem, but you go, dude, I'm not going to allow you to abuse me into a fucking ball. I mean, this is a week already, and I'm already off my fucking walk route. I can't do it, Brian, because I talk about fucking old. You get what I'm saying? No way, no how am I degrading the fuck into that. No, every day we're having a fucking fight. So yeah, changes have to take place within you. I'm not saying I'm not willing to make changes, but you have got to fucking stop this, what they call it, crazy making and fucking gaslighting. You've got to stop it. It's when there's a disagreement about something, we need to go to a couples council for sure. So you can state your stuff and I state my stuff. I mean, look at the text messages, folks. Okay? Just you're wrong, you're insane, blah blah blah. You need to go to the hospital. Right. Did you take your medication? He can never again will that dude be asked that because if he's with me, he's not having his fucking medication. No fucking way. So anyway, I ask in the text messages if he remembers saying that about the ring, and he replies, no, he doesn't. And even that's got to be with the picture and stuff. Like it's not even a serious fucking matter. I have no idea. That would probably be like the shock of a dude's life. Like if his aunt's at the point of just, all right, yeah, okay, yep, have a donut. Talk to you in 4 months, Brian. Bye. You know what I'm saying? And he can't get a fucking rise out of her anymore. Anyways, right, you can't explain to anybody anymore what you're doing, Brian. Okay, so you're trapped. Right. It's like fucking if you're not at a hospital already, now it's fucking Tuesday. I don't even want to hear that fucking shit right now. Okay, please. I don't know if you can see the comments. It says you can do better, Mary. I don't want to fucking hear that shit right now. Don't give me any type of fucking counseling like that until I hear from Brian Buchanan. Okay? It doesn't matter what the fuck comes out of my mouth. I don't want to hear anything the fuck about that. That is my fucking husband. It's really not, and I know it gets confusing, and I do apologize because I have to cope somehow. But that's not a fucking invitation to start degrading and insulting my husband. I don't care what I say. So, anyways, we don't even know if this man is fucking dead. I don't think it's the point to start talking like that. I know, here we are again with this fucking bullshit. It can't go on because he has court on Monday. Cannot go on. And if he doesn't show up, they'll issue a warrant for his arrest. There's no way that people can do, and by people, I mean everybody involved, not this random people in the walls. Okay? We're not playing Where in the World is fucking Brian Buchanan, and I sit on a live stream for a year like that's a seasonal fucking event. We're not doing that this year. It's part of the reason that people are fucking damned and they're closing hospitals. So that shouldn't be seen as a fucking joke or a show. Right, because if a married man went into a fucking hospital and you don't notify his wife, you're fucking damned. Okay, especially when you're being shown all over the fucking World Wide Web how frantic I am and that I'm calling fucking police stations and prisons. Get it? Okay, so you're either a rapist or you're mentally ill. And by mentally ill, it's a different diagnosis that I keep hearing out of your mouth. Okay? Which involves over-medicating and can't control your medications. He already agreed to that, by the way. Just so everybody knows. He already agreed to that, so he knows he's having an issue. Okay. He already knows that. He knows he had an issue with the marijuana, too. It's like the drinking. And he just went off on a bloop, like a slip, and he needs to cut the fucking shit. Well, because I know the routine. Well, I'm going to do this for a week, and then I'm going into Gavin. The fuck? You're not. You need to go into a fucking psychiatric hospital, not fucking Gavin. The last time you were at Gavin, they told you needed to see a psychiatrist because you told me yourself. They probably observed you and agreed what I said about Faulkner Hospital last year. Because I've been sober and I'm relatively sane when you don't get me. I don't want to say it like that, when you make me insane, but this particular time you've made me insane. I have no history of mania whatsoever. Okay, so you've made me insane this time. Unlike the other times, because you're doing stuff that it would make a woman even more flip the fuck out. Okay, explained it again. I refused to have sexual contact with you before we got married, and I had 14 years celibacy, and I'm a victim of childhood abuse that I took many, many years, okay, to sort through in order to be able to have intimacy with you. Unless you're a rapist, then it's all out the fucking wash, but a person. Okay, so the other time we were both in Quincy because I saw you every day you came out. I could see what your condition was. And I'm sorry to say it, Brian, it actually made me feel better. Right? Because I went, yeah, he's just all fucked up. He didn't mean to break up with me. Look at this. I didn't know at first because I never saw him angry like that at me. Okay, I didn't know at first. So I went, what is going on? Like at first I was like, why is he so angry? But me and Jerry are like, he clearly wants to get back together with me, but he's like acting really fucked up weird. I don't know if he's never been attached to a woman before and it's driving him fucking crazy. 4 days, 1 day. It could be that, where he's never attached to anybody. He's completely fucking losing his shit because he's also never wrong about anything and he won't fucking apologize. And that's definitely a mental illness. When you're never wrong and you won't apologize. Okay, that's, I don't know what they call it. Some people, it might be called oppositional disorder. I'm not a psychiatrist. I've heard that term before. Okay. I don't want to be right. I want to be back with my husband and that he's actually my husband. But I have to know that before I would ever be back with him again. I have to know that. Okay. like I stated before, if he went into a psych admit, why am I not getting a phone call from the hospital or from him? Okay. I don't care what your fucking policy is. You could call me yourself, right? I don't care what your fucking policy is. And it's in a way, it makes no sense to me unless somebody else had him court sectioned, which they probably could. And then somebody decided that a man that sick that he has to be sectioned can decide to not his wife not be notified. Okay, so you people are not gonna fuck with me this year. Okay? You're seriously not gonna fuck with me this year. God's making sure you can't. So if he was forcibly admitted to a fucking hospital because he's that sick, I'm his fucking emergency contact and his spouse. This is why hospitals being closed because people are sick. And some of the sickness is sick that you don't even want to think about because it's fucking gross. It doesn't matter if we're legally married. That's how sick these fucking people are. And then a hospital gets closed because you can't let it go any farther than that. Okay. So, anyways, you're talking about a man who flipped the fuck out when he was told to pack his bags and he's been gone. So I'm sure he doesn't care about me doing this. Okay. This is for me personally, but I'm sure a doctor. And you have to be as honest as you possibly can and not think you're supposed to lie either way because something's going to happen. That's part of being mentally ill. I flipped out at a train and I didn't lie about anything that happens. Okay, folks, never do that. I'm helping you. And it helps your doctors. Don't lie to them. Some things that you think are protecting you is going to get you locked up even longer. Always tell the truth as you know it. Okay. Does he recall what happened Tuesday night? Just yes or no? Is it like a blank? If now he had to be asked Tuesday night what happened? Just tell the truth because if you say yes, then they're going to ask you to describe from the time that the woman's wrestling came on. Like, does he remember watching wrestling? Okay, from the time that the wrestling was on, what happens? Unless they want to go back to him asking my sister for the ride when we had already agreed not to do it. I don't know if that matters. Maybe don't get into that yet. The moment the wrestling went on, what happens? You wrote all over the place, even on Facebook, that your wife kicked you out to die in the cold because you were watching wrestling. That's what you wrote. And not just in text. Isn't the wrestling thing on Facebook too? Okay. You said, I knew you'd go right to Facebook, right? And then I think he said something about wrestling. If not, then it's just the text messages, but I'm pretty sure it's Facebook. And I'm insane. Yeah, she's insane. She thinks I'm coming back. Why did you even say that? Okay, so anyway, does he remember posting those? Okay. After, when the wrestling was on, Mary started talking about the physiques of the female wrestlers in a negative manner. But not like, it was like I'm critiquing them because they're not athletes. I was talking about they don't have a keyhole. So I don't know if that word is a trigger. Is that a trigger during an abuse act or something? They don't have a keyhole and they have inferior inner thighs. Okay. I said, even Kelly Ripa has better inner thighs. Okay. So then I turned to just be like, hi, what's going on? Because it's fucking wrestling. It's like flies on paint drying on a fucking wall, in my opinion. And just the look on his face. It was like a woman, and I'm the one doing it. It was like the woman, and I'm sitting there watching porn and making the comments he makes. I swear to God. He goes, are you actually going to talk to me after cutting all this down? Like, why? I mean, seriously? Okay. Like he just made a work of art or it's a fucking romantic film and I'm not getting it or something. You just go, and it hurt me because the look on his face and shit, and he was looking right in my face. I know you just go, yeah, and I was just, and then This I had actually forgotten, along with the blaming my fucking self for everything. His voice went up and up like that. Are you telling me that I can't watch wrestling? Are you actually going to tell me that I can't watch wrestling? And I was just like, okay, I need you to pack your bag. Sometimes you just say stuff. I don't know. Maybe as a couple, you should have boundaries. Right. But, well, it's like this. I was in a dead marriage. So there would never be a fucking fight about anything. I wouldn't care what he would do. Yeah. Um, that, yeah. Just a little hint to Brian. Just when a female doesn't care that you're doing that, she doesn't fucking love you. Okay, just that's not normal. She doesn't love you when she is pointing out other chicks and suggesting you see other chicks and see other dudes. So some of the shit you're annoyed with, you're not making any sense. You never loved me. This is what happens when a woman loves you. You can't be doing that shit. They're always going to get mad. It's like ring on, ring off. Okay. So it could be construed as an excuse to yell and scream at me if you already know that. Okay. Then you completely flip out. And I'm sure there was probably shit said I don't even remember. Where you called me an old cunt and you go, I'm going to have you kicked out of here tonight. Your sister already thinks you're crazy. You stood up and you grabbed my phone like this out of my hand and you said, I'm going to smash your phone. And you were all like this. And I'm pretty sure, Brian, I'm not 100%, but because clearly I'm scared. I'm pretty sure you said, I think I'm upset more than scared. I want to correct myself. I think I'm upset because I'm like, oh my God, this is that I'm actually going to have to tell him to leave. Not just I'm saying that and then let it go. Get it? Because of his reaction to it. He goes, I could kill you. And I'm obviously not afraid of him. No, I'm obviously not afraid of him. And I really don't think he means it. And I just go, oh my God, Brian, really? I'm like, now, like, because I knew at that moment he actually had to leave. Do you get what I'm saying? I go, now you actually have to leave. I can't recall if that's when I told him to pack his bag, but I probably told him to pack it before that. And I forgot something too. I told him I'm going to text my sister right now because of the rudeness after the wrestling thing and being mean to me. I go, you know what? Because I didn't, he wasn't even supposed to be doing it anyway, if he forgot. We said we were going to walk there the next day. So I go, I'm going to tell you're not going to any dispensary tonight. I'm going to text my sister and tell her that you're not she's not, taking you. And I said this, I go, you forgot to get your pot before you started abusing me. Is that like that outrageous, Brian? That you were told you were going to have to wait till the next morning? Oh yeah, and if you don't cut your shit, I'm telling you, you're fucking out here. And I see your truck pull up, so I don't know if that had something to do with his mood coming down. Because I did. I go, Brian, you got to stop it. Here she is. She's right here, and he actually did. Yeah, he does calm down for me anyway when I'm talking to him. He went completely right back to his regular mood when I said that. My hand to God. That's why I'm not afraid of him. He's never, other than grabbing the phone out of my hand, which there's no scratches on me or anything. It's like not super aggressive. He's always come out of that when I can maintain my composure, right, and obviously not kick him out. But again, it's hard when you're in somebody else's apartment, and like I said, my sister didn't know anything about this, his mental state. She didn't know his history, his mental state. Some of it I wasn't really that clear about either because we've been here about a month now. You can't be behaving like that in somebody else's place. You just can't do it. And these walls are thin, and it's elderly people. It's elderly disabled. We're already being told to leave. I was trying to drag it out till Thursday, and honestly, I don't want to take advantage of her. But I mean, I've asked her several times when she wanted us to go. We probably could have stayed here till we left on the airplane, because now it's only another week. See how I'm still here? Yeah, so it is unfortunate that he did what he did, but if he needed us to be seen that badly, it had to happen. Yeah, if he needed to be seen that badly, then it had to happen. So, anyways, oh yes, and he said, and give me all your money out of your purse. Okay, so whatever you do, don't lie, because I'm going to tell you this right now. It's one of two things. Okay. You're either mentally ill and you had some kind of psychotic break that and you're afraid of it. You don't want to know that you have that type of mental illness, which could actually just be PTSD if that makes you feel any better. Like a flashback that you forget, or a flashback that you didn't forget, but you don't want to talk about it. Okay. Um, or that's your actual personality. I told you I'm not really planning on pursuing a rape charge. I don't have time for that, and it's a big hassle. Okay. That's for other people to worry about, not my problem. Right. You would just go right off into the sunset. And alls I have been asking for is this her? Yeah. Oh, I hear somebody.
You didn't hear your mom? Holy cow.
I know. He didn't even bark. For some reason, I was expecting